Right, we are recording. Welcome everyone to this Instagram Grow on the Gram training that we're doing tonight. Thank you all for taking time out to come and learn this incredible platform. First of all, has everybody got an Instagram account? Has everybody got a presence or got an Instagram? Right, so Amanda, I know that Janice does. Yeah, I know that Tracy does. All right, most of you do, so that's awesome. And Maria, fantastic. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. Let's just go over here. I need to make some room on my mini tabs open. That's how my brain works. Okay, let's have a look and see. This is going to share. I think it's just lagging a bit because of the Zoom. Okay, can everybody see that? Everybody see? Can you see my shared screen?
Sure can.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So welcome to Grow on the Gram with me. I am super passionate about Instagram. And my intention for tonight is just to really give you a good sort of overview and background of its capabilities and how you can best utilize it to help grow your business and more importantly to brand yourself, because it's a really powerful platform for branding. And so I'm just gonna go to the next page here. So yeah, setting my intentions. I am, for those that don't know me, I am a quantum business coach and integrative health practitioner and was a former nurse for 30 years. On the 11th of the 11th, 21, I stood down from my nursing career and I spoke out publicly against the mandates and was subsequently reprimanded by AHPRA and deregistered myself. So that was a very pivotal moment in my life and career. And it was also the time when I was introduced to Solex by the lovely Beck McQuilty and stepped fully into my own business and have never looked back. So I've been in this digital marketing space and online space for over 15 years. And now with the AO scan, it's the missing piece that ties my multi-passionate endeavors together. And I now get to empower people with all the tools that they need to grow a business online and live a soul-led life. So that's just a little bit about me for those that don't know. And so the first thing I really wanted to speak into, because obviously we're working in frequency and energy is the energetics of business and how important it is for us to become, to have an embodied approach to business. And so here I've just kind of made a little kind of scrapbook page where you can see some of the things that I do, and I'm sure that you do too, working in the area that we work in, that we are, using our Easy Scan every day and we are optimizing our frequencies. We're using the mind sync tool where we are able to, really tap into the power of affirmations and change the subconscious beliefs and things that might be holding us back from creating the success that we really desire in our life and business. And tapping into meditation and listening to our inner voice and the music and the frequency embedded music, keeping our chakras really nicely balanced is super important for energy when we're working in energy and moving our bodies. So for me, I go for a walk every morning on the beach barefoot. whatever that movement is, with just finding that thing that's going to really help shift stuck energy, because it's absolutely pointless in having all these strategies for social media and strategies for business and all of the tools if we're not using them, and if we're not ensuring that our own channels are, you know, nice and flowing and clear and very intentional when we go to even make posts on social media, so that we're putting out, you know, our words have frequencies attached to them, and our and what we, you know, what we're putting onto our socials, it really makes a difference if we're actually embodying the work that we are here to do with the AO scan. And that too comes down to that creates a big mindset shift. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately about, you know, abundance and the frequency of money and how important that is to in the reciprocity in the receiving of, because a lot of that work in the helping profession, we're so used to helping everybody else, and it's kind of hard to get your head around this whole sales process and marketing online and things, because it can feel a bit icky, but we can move through that stuff with the tools that we have. So I just wanted to really touch on that, as that's the foundation of everything that we do. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty of Instagram. So Instagram is becoming a search engine. So it's actually a lot of the times when you're out and in person events and online and things, people will often ask for your Instagram handle, which is your little your name at the, you know, whatever you call yourself, your Instagram bio, as a, it's almost like a business card, because it has everything on it and it's nicely condensed, and it's a very visual snapshot of, you know, who you are, what you're about. People can tell a lot just from looking at that one page, as opposed to other platforms where it is, you need to dig quite deep into the layers to be able to figure out, you know, what people are about. So it's really important to have a good, clear Instagram bio. So just so that you know that your handle at the top is the at. So like down here, I've got at Debbie Jane Harris. So that's my handle. I have chosen to brand myself in all of the business ventures that I've done. I've always remained me, and then whatever I bring into that, and I'm a 1-3 generator. So in human design, which makes me, I'm very multi-passionate. So I'm pivoting and bringing new things. And if I was to, you know, call myself something, it may not align with, you know, whatever I'm bringing in. So for me, it's my name. And then this is the most important line where it says quantum business coach. That line is really important because that is the searchable. That's what people are searching for. If they search for business coach, they'll find me. If they search for quantum anything, quantum coach, they'll find me. That those words there on that first line are the most important line of your Instagram bio. So I used to be, before I learned all of this, I used to have Debbie Jane Harris at the top and then Debbie Jane Harris again in that quantum business coach line, which no one's searching for me. If they were, they find me at Debbie Jane Harris. But for larger reach and for people to be able to find you, so if you're a kinesiologist or you're a healer or Reiki or whatever whatever it is that you do and who you are, needs to be highlighted in that top line. And the next line down is who do you help? What do you do? And so for me, I help online business owners create more income and impact in their life and business. So everybody, you know, so that's my target audience is online business. And then you come down to the next line where I say, how do I do that? So I do that with energetics and proven digital marketing strategies. And you'll when I talk about it being a search engine, all of these words that I'm using in my bio are all keywords that people might be looking up. They want to learn how to do digital marketing for their business. They want to learn about energetics in business. So these are that's what they call keywords that are search engine optimized, that people are searching for to find you. And people do that on Instagram. They do it on TikTok as well. That's the other platform that is a search engine optimized platform. So it's really important that you are clear about who you are and what you do in your bio, so that there's no confusion, and just be really you think about who it is that you're serving, who do you speak to. This is where it's really important to understand who your target audience is, because if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. So you need to, I hate the lingo is, the riches are in the niches, as they say in the US, but it's true. Like that's where the more we can narrow down. It's like walking into a room full of people. There's hundreds of people there, and you're going, hello, yeah, oh hi, I just want to show, yeah, oh yeah, I'm just trying to show you, and no one's even listening to you. But if you were to walk into a room, with a small amount of people who are really passionate, already seeking the solution that you have to offer, they're going to be all ears. So never think that your niche audience, your niche market is, that narrowing it down is going to not serve you, because it's actually the thing that's going to make a big difference in your business. So yeah, clearly state your business and services, use the keywords to attract your target audience, and have a call to action. You can see here on mine, I have start here. Some people put get my freebie, click the link, whatever it is, and then the little arrow, and then that's your link there in your bio that will take your people to your offerings, or if you have an email list, I highly recommend that you create one if you haven't got one, because with the way that these platforms are going, Marie Forleo and Jenna Kutcher and a lot of the big names in marketing are really pushing that we need to be looking at having an email list, so that we don't lose all our, like if the platform shut down or they cancel your account or whatever, you lose all of your content and you lose all of your audience. Whereas if you have them on an email list, then obviously you get to communicate with them outside of these platforms, which is super powerful. So just that's a side note and a whole other topic, a whole other training. So yeah, but I have a Stan Store. Some people use Linktree. Some people have a website. Whatever it is that where you host your offerings, and where you want people to contact you through is those in this spot here. If you don't have any of the above, you can put your Facebook link there to take people over to your Facebook page. It's not ideal, but it's better than not having anything there at all, because that's having a link in bio also creates more credibility, and people are always looking to know, like, and trust. So yeah, those are the components there of your that first part of your bio. Where it says here professional dashboard, this is really important that you have either a creator or a professional business account, because you really need to be looking at, down the track, you need to be looking at, what activities going on, where are the people coming from, are they all men, are they women, what age are they? It gives you all of those statistics, which is really important. Also gives you access. I'm just going to see if I can, I don't think I can share. I wanted to share my phone screen, but I don't think I can't do it at the same time. Yeah, I might have to do that afterwards. It also gives you, when you click on that area where it says professional dashboard, will also give you a lot of other features, like how to find trending audios. Yeah, there's a lot of other things in there that you have access to that you don't have access to if you just have a personal stock standard account. So that's something to definitely look at. And these little circles here are called highlights. So when you create stories, they disappear in 24 hours, but you can save them to highlights, and you can save 100 per highlight. So 100, 100, 100, and then once you get to 100, they'll just knock the 99th one off and put a new one on if you've got hundreds on there. But it's a really good way to highlight and to showcase your testimonials or your business tools. I have frequency and inspiration and my soul work and things on there that just gives people a little bit more depth and real time of like who I am and what I'm about and the kind of content that I share. So yeah, this is just all this top part here is all the bio. So hopefully that all makes sense. Has anyone got any questions about that? No questions, good. Okay. So yeah, so just to recap that, make sure that it's really clear as to who you're here to help and how do you do that. So, and then have your call to action, which is you're clicking on your link in your bio and have something there for people to go to. Whether it's your SoulX link, you can also put that in there. If there's a specific product that you're wanting to, because of the new SoulX websites that we have now, you can actually select a product or a bundle or something and have it sitting there so that they don't actually land on the entire cart. You can actually select something, which is really powerful as well. So yeah, so that's how to optimize your bio. So yeah, hopefully that you'll understand all of that. Go on to the next thing. So reels and carousel posts are the most effective for growing your following and getting engagement on your posts. So no static posts. A static post is like one tile on its own, one photo on its own. That is a complete waste of time now because it's such a fast moving platform. If your content is just one tile, it might be seen in the first 5 minutes or so of posting and then it's gone. It's gone in the scroll because everyone's just scrolling. So unless they're actually visiting your profile for any specific reason, they won't see a static post. However, carousels, how they work is that and carousels are the ones where you can see here, see how it's got a little, the reels have a little, a play icon because it's a video, and a carousel is the one that's just got like a square at the top and you can scroll through to multiple frames, and so that's a carousel. So how a carousel works is that when you post it, so you would go into as though you're going to just do a post, but it'll ask you to select multiple. So you'll make your carousels in Canva. That's where I make all my graphics, and then you just upload them all in in order that you want them to appear. And when you post them, what will happen is the front one will be there and there'll be an arrow, and then people know then because they can see that little icon at the top to just scroll across. And so what happens is that say you've got 6 tiles in that one carousel post, now it's going to be shown 6 times in the feed over this, like rather than just be a static post that's only going to be seen once and gone. Now suddenly the second page will show, and then the third page will show, and then the fourth page will show. So it'll actually start to cycle around. And so you'll get much more visibility with a carousel post than you do with a static post. And yeah, so that's hopefully that will make sense. Let me just check the comments to make sure there's, what about when you share?
Got a message from Bronwyn that says, hey DJ, I love all this, thank you. Do you create your own content or use a VA to post online for you?
Oh no, I do it all myself. Yeah, I'm not quite the VAs.
And Becca said, what about when you're sharing from another page? Does it still have to be a reel or a carousel, or is a still picture okay?
Sharing from another page onto your own or into stories, you can do that, but you will generally speaking, yeah, in stories is you can in stories you can share whatever you want to share in story. Like if the other person's content is able to be shared into your story, you're absolutely fine to do that. But this is just talking about the actual posts that you start to put in on your grid. And so for visibility, it needs to be carousels and reels. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah. So
but as well, if you create something in Canva, you can share it later to Facebook anyway, because that's what I do. So I will post it into Instagram and then maybe a few days later post it to my Facebook page. So you're getting visibility in both places.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And then obviously we come on to talking a bit more about the reels, reels are super powerful. They are just like I've been submersed in so much training over the last 6 months or so with some incredible digital marketers that it's just so super exciting where all this video content is actually going on, especially on TikTok and Instagram. But just bear in mind that every platform is different and every platform has its own specialty in the kind of content that it likes to push out. For instance, Instagram is short form content, short videos, literally 4 to 7 seconds if you're going to be using B-roll. Now, B-roll is someone walking, someone drinking, if you're drinking a cup of tea and you've just got your camera on you and you're taking a sip and or you're walking the dog or you're on the beach. So that's B-roll. A-roll is where it's you showing up. So if it's you showing up in a Instagram live or in a reel for 30 to 60 seconds, or maybe you're repurposing content from if you have got a podcast and you are on YouTube, you might want to cut some of it out and repurpose it into your Instagram, that kind of thing. But so A-roll is you showing up and speaking and adding value, and B-roll is usually some those little clips that you see where they come and go, like they literally 4 to 7 seconds. They have a really powerful hook. So you need to have on Instagram, it's basically the hook is what's written on the tile. Like here I've got tired of the hustle, from risk to reward. Like I've got, the 3 pillars of business, of successful business. There's lots of different kinds of hooks that will get people to stop the scroll and then look at your reel. And whilst they're looking at your reel and reading the caption, because the video is only 4 to 7 seconds long, it's looping around and around and around. And of course, this is where Instagram goes, oh, okay. So people are stopping on this reel, on this video, and they're actually consuming the content. It must be good. So then they push it out to more people and they let more people see it. And then the more people that stop on it and the more people that are watching it, and the views and the impressions get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know one of my reels had 1.4 million views. And like you can't pick it, but and I got huge amounts of following and things from that and engagement and all the rest of it. But I'll speak about that as well. But So what's really important about when you do your reel is that you really look for trending audio. So it really is pointless to make reels with just a song that you like or something that you think will be nice for your video. It's a really strategic platform. TikTok is the same. Like, you really need to be searching for trending audios. Now, does everybody know how to find a trending audio on Instagram? Because I can.
No.
No? Okay.
Told you, keep it simple. For
I know, but
like me.
but this is really important. Like, I just don't want you putting all this time and energy into, making things look pretty for your and have a nice pretty tile and it all looks lovely if it's not doing the job that it's like. There's a strategy behind it all as well, and I think that there's just a couple of things that are like super important. One of them is the 4 to 7 seconds with a really powerful hook on the screen. It's a scroll stopping hook, and then a keyword rich caption, which is obviously the caption is where when they stop the video and it says, read more in the caption, they're reading the caption. So hashtags now some people still use them, but they're not as necessary as they used to be. Hashtags have and if you are gonna repurpose your content across to Facebook, just put your hashtags in the comments section, not in the actual post, so that, because it just looks really ugly when it gets over to the Facebook page and it looks like you've just shared it across, it just doesn't have that same sort of intentional feel when you can see that, oh, it's just been shared from Instagram if you're a Facebooker. So yeah, hashtags are not as necessary. Some people still use them. You don't need to be using 30 like you used to have to, because what Instagram is moving forward with is more of being more of a search engine. So they are more about, they're picking up words that you use. So if you are speaking in videos, and so use keyword rich languaging, because Instagram's AI can pick up like what you're saying, the words you're using, the words that you're writing. The copywriting is super important. So yeah, so it's not just, even though it's a very aesthetic platform, and which is important because obviously we live in a very visual world and everybody is looking at stuff constantly. If you're going to really use Instagram to grow your business, it's really important that you understand some of these really important components in the trending audio. So the trending audio needs to be with no more than, they say, between 2 and 5,000 plays. So when you're scrolling through your, I'm going to see if I can stop the sharing of this and then go to, let's just have a look and see. I'm going to see if I can share my phone. Let's have a look. I haven't done this in ages. Oh, no, it's not working. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think that's working. No, it's not working. That's weird. Okay, let's just see if I can do anything. I'm trying to do the screen mirroring on my phone and it's not picking it up for some reason. I did it today. I'm just wondering if that's okay. We will go back to what we were doing. Okay, so I'm just wondering how I can explain this. So I want you to just bring up your Instagram page on your phone. And does everybody know how to get to your how to get to your reels? How to watch other people's reels? You can do it off the For You page, like off the main page. You just go to a video. So if you're on can everyone see my thing? If you're on just the main page of your Instagram, where if you press the magnifying glass, the search at the bottom there, you can see it'll just come up with a whole heap of other people's stuff. Click on one of those videos and it'll take you to the reels. Otherwise, you can just click the little video icon at the bottom of your page next to your face. That also does it. And then I just want you to start, I want you to just take notice of at the very bottom of the left of the reel, you'll see a little music note, which is the music that the person has chosen for their reel. If it's just a music note there, it's not a trending audio. But if it is a little arrow, diagonal arrow pointing up to the right, that is a trending audio with a little arrow there. And if you click on it, like I've just clicked on one that has had 111,000 reels made with that particular audio. So the reason why I wouldn't choose that one is because little old me over here with my 7-second reel that I'm about to make, if I choose a trending audio that's already had 111,000 reels made with it, it's very unlikely that anyone is going to see my reel. So what you need to do is find the early trending ones, which are the ones that have sort of between 2,000 and 5,000 reels made, and they move quickly. So as soon as you see them, don't just, I mean, you can save them, but just make sure you go back to it quickly, because that's how quickly they start to grow. So the trending audio needs to be about between 2,000 and 5,000, and as you keep scrolling up, just look for, there's another one, I found another one here, it's got 4,802 reels made. So I would probably save that one, and to save it, at the top there, you can see there's a little save button up the top here. Just save it and it'll go to your saved audios, so that when you're in your reels and creating your reel, your trending audios will be saved in there and you can access them easily. But that's really, really super important. They're all of the trainings that I have done recently. It's just drummed in that it is really no point in putting content out if it's not attached to a trending audio. Even if it is your own voice and you're speaking into it, just have the trending audio in the background, but just turn the volume all the way down. Creating reels is a whole other training that takes a bit of time to get sort of familiar and confident with. But I would just suggest that you just start with using B-roll, just you drinking a coffee or you walking on the beach or whatever it is that you do, and then start by putting, I'm going to actually send you all, because you showed up live, a list of really good converting hooks that you can put on the covers of your reels, on the screen of your reels, so that people will stop to scroll and look at your content. Because that's basically how, once you get into the rhythm of it, some people are making 2 or 3 reels a day to really grow their accounts. But also bear in mind that it's not about the number of followers that you have, it's about the quality of followers. So, we don't just want to choose the trending audio for the sake of getting likes and views. We really want those likes and views to be by people who really resonate with who we are and what we are, our offerings. So because otherwise what ends up happening is that you'll gain lots of following and the numbers will start to click up, but your engagement will drop, and then Instagram will go, what's going on here? For the same reason that you don't ever pay for followers, because it really harms your account. Anyone who's offering, I'm sure that most of you would probably not do that, but just so you know, you don't ever pay for followers, and because it hinders your account, and also it messes up the algorithm, because what ends up happening is if you're creating content regularly and getting no engagement, Instagram starts to wonder what's going on. Like, why have you got all of these, and there's a lot of people out there, influencers included, who have got enormous amount of following, but they don't convert any of their audience. They're all just cheering them on, and they're not really buying their stuff. So that's why it's just really important to make sure that everything's congruent. So if you're going to use your trending audios and have all the pieces, your B-roll and your 4 to 7 second video and your trending audio and your scroll stopping hook, and then your caption's going to be really powerful and full of keywords that you want for people to find you and find your posts, and have a nice aesthetic on the front. Like, all those dynamics are all synergistically moving together. It can be like it's a powerhouse of a platform to really create to convert clients. And I've got a lot of my clients recently off my Instagram, like people that I hadn't even known were looking, were on my page. So yeah, it's a really powerful platform. And the call to action is obviously really important as well. So when you've got all of those components and you've got your caption done, it's really important to always, people are actually wanting to be told what to do, which is why I wouldn't recommend it early, if you're in the infancy of Instagram, to have ManyChat. But once your followings, you get your following up and your engagement up, and you start to say to people, DM me, abundance, and I'll send you over my XYZ. That's why ManyChat is so powerful, because you don't then have to go and actually spend all that time communicating to get your offerings and to get your freebies and things that are going to be that first point of contact with that person. You can spark up a conversation afterwards, but the call to actions are really important. Like, save and share this post if you find that you found some value in it, or DM me a word, or put an emoji in the comments, or click the link in my bio. They're all call to actions that are really powerful too, because otherwise we just are storytelling and making our page look lovely, but we're not actually converting them into sales, because at the end of the day, we're in business and sales are just solutions. We're offering solutions to people. Okay. Stories are obviously, most people are sharing in their stories. It's a really, it's a way that you can really just be you, and as part of your branding. I think it's really important in such a busy environment online now, that to stand out, people are looking for, everyone knows that I go for a walk on the beach in the morning. It's a bit of a given. It probably gets boring for some, but it just really fills my soul, and it's something that I do and I share about it, and we just get to be ourselves. So your stories is a great place to just be yourself and share the little things that you do and love. And also it's a great place to create really good habits of being consistent in the moment. So if you're out and about, and obviously, we don't want to be pulling our phones out every opportunity, but if it's something that you feel that would be good to share, and you can even just take the video and save it in your camera and go and do it later on and post it as a story. But it's just giving highlight reels of just some of the things that you of who you are, and you know what you're about, your values, your family, if you're comfortable with, you know, sharing pieces of that, like just yeah, it's just an opportunity to be you. And also encourage you to engage on other people's stories, because then when you engage on their stories, then they will start to see your stories, and that's it's that law of reciprocity, where it you know, the more you start to engage on other people's things, the more they will see your content too. But do it from a really intentional place of actually wanting to add value or wanting to cheer somebody on, rather than just so that you can, the algorithm will, you know, show you up in their feed. You know what I mean? Also, no more than 6 to 10 stories is the recommended amount in a 24-hour period. Just because it's again, it's this whole, you know, people are just, if they're having to go don't, you know, through, as soon as I see somebody that's got, you know, 20 odd tabs of stories, I'm a little bit over it and I just forward and go on to the next one. And apparently that is a thing. So the psychology of the platform and the stories is to try not to have more than 6 to 10. And if you do have more to say than that, do an Instagram live or create a reel or a carousel, or, you know, make it into a post so that yeah, you still get to share what you're wanting to share, but just don't do it in stories. Like, yeah, do it on your actual feed. Um, really encourage interaction. Stories is super powerful for really generating more. This is where Instagram is really powerful in the stories, um, because the stickers option that they've got for polls, question boxes, sliders, clickable stickers, and it's really powerful to get your audience engaging on your stories, and then you can see who's who. Like, you start to see patterns. We're always looking for patterns of, you know, who's consistently looking at your stuff, who's consistently liking it, who's actually interacting, and you start to really be able to see, like, who your target audience is, the people that really love your content. If you're continuing to add value, and then you can ask for feedback, or, you know, run polls, is a really powerful way to encourage more interaction and engagement. We've talked about the call to actions. Again, that's another one where if you were using ManyChat too, call to actions in the stories, you can say, you know, DM the word blah, blah, and I'll send you over whatever. But you can also do that manually if you have got resources that you know, free resources that you want to share. You can do that with a call to action and get the person to, you know, put a word, choose a word, any word, and then you can send over a, you know, a freebie, something maybe you're wanting to offer in a voice scan, or maybe you're wanting to, you know, give them a resource about frequency medicine or bioresonance or anything like that. Is just, and it really gives you credibility as well when you're sharing your expertise. And we talked about this before, about saving your stories to your highlights so that they don't disappear altogether. Like, I've got mine and in Canva, you can make the little highlight covers. You can just search in Canva and put Instagram highlight covers, and there'll be lots of little pre-made ones there that you can choose from, or you can create your own, or you can edit the ones that are there. Really get creative, and, you know, start to think about, like, your branding, as far as, look, I use the same fonts across all of my platforms, and the same colors, and my website and all my landing pages and my emails and all of my things are all congruent across all platforms, so that people know that it's me. So yeah, it's a really, and if you love the creative, you know, getting into your creative flow, Canva is just in the midst of a big upgrade, and it was already amazing, and it's about to get a whole lot more amazing. I mean, you can create websites on there, you can create landing pages on there, you can, you know, and it's significantly more affordable than some of the really, you know, as a starting point for somebody that's, you know, starting out. It's perfectly functional and beautiful, and yeah, it's all the things. So you'd have to have the paid account though to do a lot of that stuff, but it's only like $15 a month. It's really not expensive. Yes, I think that is all I've got to say about the stories. And oh, and that's it really. I feel like if I could have shared my screen, yeah, please follow me on Instagram and please reach out to me if you have any other questions. But I feel as though I wish that I could just show you how the Reels thing, which I'm unsure why it's not letting me do that. I'll give it one last go. I think it's just really
CJ, can you show us how to save a story to highlights, or is that too difficult to do if you can't share your screen?
I wonder if I can do it from, you don't have as much functionality on, let's have a look. You just don't get as much functionality on your Instagram on a laptop. Excuse all my millions of tabs open. Let's have a look, see what I can show you.
And is it only stories that you can save to highlight?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also, so if you share somebody else's story, so say for instance, you find something about frequency on Dr. Joe Dispenza's page, and it is in alignment with your, you know, what you are about and your business and what have you, and your brand, you can share it to your story and you can highlight it from your story, and you can actually, it will land in whichever one. So for instance, in that example, I would put it into my frequency highlight, and then it would sit there and you know, yeah, and it can be highlighted from somebody else. I don't think that I can see. Let's have a look. Will this let me do it? No. I don't think that you can do it. Let me just move this up. No, I don't think that it gives you the, so basically it will say save to highlight. Let me just see if I go on my, when you go to your stories, oh, you'll see at the bottom of your stories, it's got Facebook, highlight, send, and then more along the bottom. Can you see that? And you can save to your highlight there, and it will basically, you have to have your highlights set up before you can save them to them. And yeah, and then it's basically the highlights will come up, you choose the one that you want to save it to, and then it will stay there. And so your testimonials are a great one, like even the Solex, you know, testimonials and things too. If you're wanting to share anything from the Solex site into your highlights, you can do that and save them as well. Yeah, so they're really powerful because they stay there and they're in kind of in real time. And there's just something about, you know, saving your stories that I think it's like reality TV that people just love, don't they? Because they want to see things in the moment. And yeah, so that's, I'm just trying to see if there's another way that I can. Yeah, and once you start getting into the all the highlight, like into the back end of like what's going on in your business and looking at all these stats. I mean, I'm not a huge numbers person, but I definitely am taking more notice of stuff like that at the moment, because it's just my, I'm really like intentionally building my business on Instagram. I'm yet to, I mean, I do have a few things on TikTok, and that's a whole nother vibe, but Instagram at the moment, it's just a lot safer as well. There's a lot of volatility in TikTok, so because they're not sure whether it's going to be shut down and what have you. So, but yeah, they're really powerful. And if you're a YouTuber, I mean, YouTube has never gone away. It's only ever gotten stronger and stronger. And I know that the Americans are absolutely incredible at their YouTube presence and running their YouTube channels and repurposing their content from Instagram over on to YouTube and YouTube Shorts, which is the equivalent of our stories. Because their YouTube is also search engine optimized. And this is where the power is, because it's all about being seen and your visibility and your engagement. And some platforms are just a lot more powerful for that. And Instagram is one of them. And a lot of people are, are leveraging that to grow their audience and reach and have a much greater reach globally as well, which is exciting for those that work online. So yeah, I hope that has been helpful. The actual how-tos, I wish that I could have shared that. I don't know why I think it might just be because my internet's it's not seeming to connect, but I would, just being able to just remember about the trending audios with your reels and how powerful that is, and just to get things moving and get things out there so that you can be seen and get more engagement. And it feels really good when you start to see it working. So persevere and just be you, and to set your intentions and really embody, the energetics of business, so that, obviously when you set out to, like, I never post anything if I'm feeling off energetically. I just always make sure that I'm, that I'm nice and grounded and balanced and things, and intentional when I put a post out. Because obviously we're working in that realm, so it's really important to be the demonstration of that when we're showing up on our socials. Did anyone else have any questions?
Hey DJ, it's Beck.
Hello.
Hello. I thought I might use my voice instead of my very good writing skills in the comments section. Hey, is it important to follow people in the space of which you're wanting to attract? Does that matter,
Yes.
or does it not matter?
You can follow them, or you can just engage on their posts. So you don't necessarily have to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can start to, if you start to engage on their posts, then other people will also see you. And this is where Instagram is really, it sparks curiosity. So if a post by, say, somebody who's really, an influencer in a niche, gets a lot of engagement on their posts, you can't help but go, oh, who's that? Well, what did that person say? And who's that person? And you click on their face, and the next minute you're down this, like, oh, that's what they do. Oh, wow, that's cool. And then next minute you're in the link in their bio, and the next minute so that kind of thing, like engaging on people's, other people that you deem to be credible in a niche that that you're in, will definitely not hurt your visibility. You start to get seen, and I've even back when I used to comment a lot on some of the stuff that was happening in the world over the last, like, not I wasn't really controversial, but I would put my 5 cents worth, and then I get people coming over and saying, I saw the comment that you made, I so agree with you, blah 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 blah, you know, like, but I
Yeah.
don't necessarily follow those accounts, but I would see the post and put my 5 cents worth in.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Some people, some of the bigger influencers actually don't follow many people at all. And the reasoning that I've heard behind that is so that they don't get distracted, which is really
Yeah, true.
interesting.
Mm,
It's just because they're not really interested in the scroll. They're here to, you know, to add value, to, you know, impact humanity, to make an income. And so the less distractions that they can have, and then you don't fall into the whole comparison thing to see who's doing that and who's doing that, and just stay really true to your path, and yeah, and still engage and be a part of what's happening, but don't get too, you know, fixated on everybody, all the noise.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. And what about when it comes to like color palette? Because I noticed that and I'm the same, I've shifted mine that well, not mine actually, because you know, who would remember the password? But the one for Frequency Soul Collective is the only one we
Yeah.
can work with at the moment. And we're really working with a specific color palette so that people identify with, because I don't go on Instagram very often. I have to be honest. I went on it tonight because, you know, we've got the training and there was 13 messages waiting for me. So that was interesting. Whoopsies. But the color palette is always the same for particular like branding. So is that really important?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Remain consistent. It's a little bit like, imagine the feeling that you get when you walk into a house that's just really, like, it's warm and it's homely, but it's organized, and everything kind of just flows and it feels good, rather than walking into one where you go, holy, like there's just shit everywhere. It's busy, and it's, you know, and no judgment. But when we're branding ourselves, we don't want people getting that feeling when they come onto our Instagram
Yeah.
page where they go, oh shit, there's a lot going on here and I can't really figure out who's who in the zoo and what they're actually about. But if, like, I think that if you stick with the colors and the fonts and you create that, you know, uniform, and it just gives, and it ignites a feeling and an emotion,
Yeah.
and a calm. And I think the green that the Frequency Soul Collective has got a quite a calming feel to it, you know, and I think that it's important to look at those things. There's a huge psychology behind colors, but even if you don't get into the psychology, I think it's important to remain consistent with your branding colors.
Yeah.
And in Canva, it's really cool because you can save them in there, and then you can just bring them into all of your tiles, and you don't have to try and search for the color again. It's there. The
Yeah.
fonts are there. You can save them in your branding kit, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, can we have the next training on Canva, please?
Joe will lock you in on the calendar.
I know, right? Yeah,
On the what date
Canva
were
is
you
a
free,
whole.
sorry?
I want me giving training on Canva. I want someone else.
Canva's amazing.
I've done so
Canva's.
much training on Canva and I still have so much difficulty with it. But hey, yeah, when I work it out, I'll give training. How's that, Beck?
We do have some. Is the portal still going, or? Yeah, because the portal, for those who are wanting to get some templates for Instagram, there's 2 pre-made full sets of templates for Instagram posts
Yep.
in the Frequency Soul Collective portal.
Yep.
that are really helpful as a starting point for those that are feeling a bit technically challenged at the beginning. Yeah.
Hi DJ, can I just ask? I've got all of about probably mostly family on my Instagram. Is the idea to just go out and put out requests everywhere for people, I don't know, followers, friends, whatever you call them, on Instagram?
So Instagram actually, well, I mean, if you're happy to keep that account and start building from that account with all your friends and family on, that's fine. But Instagram actually really favor and love a brand new account where you're like literally
Okay,
starting
yeah.
from scratch. Yeah, and they love that, and they love that so you'll be then you become really intentional with the types of content. It's like starting from scratch so that you can teach it the algorithm, and it's not going to bring you all the
Okay, yeah.
and the all the other things that you might be looking at. You can,
Yeah,
because as soon as you click on
I get
something
what you
with
mean.
Instagram, yeah, it then thinks that you like that thing,
Yep.
and so you'll get
Don't
more of it.
worry, I've got bulldog galore. So yeah, so
There you go.
okay, so a new account then. So
Yeah, a new
yeah,
account for
okay.
business
Thank you.
and it'll grow really quickly when you start. It's actually easier to start a new account than it is to try and resurrect an old one.
Okay, all right. Cheers. Thank you.
That's all right.
Debbie, on Facebook, you can attach a page to your personal account. Can you do the same with Instagram? Like, would that be advised to do that? Or do you just create a whole new one? Because I'm worried about passwords. So if I keep having all these different accounts.
Well, so your Instagram will connect with your page. So Instagram Meta, which is Instagram and Facebook. If you've already got a Facebook page, then you just create an Instagram account and attach it to your Facebook page. So not your profile, but your business page. And then they'll all link together and it will share across to it and everything.
Yeah, because I think on Facebook I've created like a business page. It's quiet at the moment because I'm not ready. But I think I've sort of done that branched off my personal page because I can switch between the two profiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing with the Facebook business pages is that they take a lot longer to grow because there is a tendency that Facebook really the business pages are really powerful for paid advertising. So organic growth on a Facebook business page is not as fast. It's a slow burn, whereas on Instagram it's obviously quicker to to get your following up and all the things. But you can certainly share what you're creating on Instagram over to so that you don't have to like duplicate your content.
Yeah.
It will share across to your business page and start to get some momentum there for sure.
You can do it vice versa as well, Rosie, because that's how I've done mine. I can switch in between personal account and business account on Facebook.
Yeah.
If I post on my Facebook business page, it will ask if I want to share it to my Instagram page. So, and same with
I wouldn't
share it on Instagram,
recommend
it will ask me to if I want to share it the other way as well. So you get prompts.
Okay.
You do, but I wouldn't recommend sharing. So the graphics on the other thing that Instagram is really pedantic about is like really high quality images and graphics, which if you're making them in Canva and what have you, they do that, so they're all fine. But any content that comes across from Facebook into Instagram can lose some resolution, and and the graphics are not as how can I say this? So Instagram as far as a platform for graphics and graphic design is much more superior. So you've got much more functionality. finding the trending audios is easier. There's just a lot, it's just a lot more advanced. And so it's always recommended that if you're going to create the thing, do it on Instagram and then bring it over to Facebook, because it will actually look better and then in your Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I'd love some training on
Instagram.
I was gonna say I'd love some
Yeah.
training on making any reels, because yeah, I feel my quality of like, I don't know, angles or creativity is like not up there. So
The other thing that you can also do if you have a Canva account is go in and search for reel, like video reels, and that, so it's all B-roll. It's not you, but they don't have to know that. And you can actually get 7-second videos off Canva. So if you're worried about your angle lenses and all, you know, all that technical stuff with taking videos, just grab them off, and they're all, you know, then there's no copyright or anything. You can use all the content on there, and you can actually, you know, be somebody drinking a cup of coffee. There's a lot of faceless stuff on there too. And it's not so much about the face in the B-roll. It's actually about the hook. Like, what are you writing on the screen to, you know, to get the person then to read your caption, so that then the reel goes round and round and round. So if, you know, if that's helpful, I would just go and, yeah, type into the search bar in Canva that you wanting to, you know, that you want some videos for reels.
lovely, thank you.
You're welcome. And if you all just send me, if you can all just send me oh, hang on, how can I do this? I was going to send you something. I will. I wonder if I can do it from here. Anyway, I'm going to send you all a freebie for showing up live. So I'll stop the recording, and I can organise that with you after. Good night, everyone.